Does this sound familiar? It's the middle of the night. You don't know the exact time, but your body does. Your eyes open suddenly, your bladder feels full, and without even thinking, you swing your legs out of bed. Again. As you walk toward the bathroom in the dark, half asleep, you feel that familiar mix of frustration and defeat. This isn't the first time tonight, and deep down, you already know it probably won't be the last. Tomorrow morning, you'll wake up tired, foggy, low on energy, wondering why your sleep never feels complete anymore. You might even tell yourself this is just part of getting older. But what if I told you that belief is completely wrong? And what if the real reason you keep waking up at night has nothing to do with your bladder being weak, and everything to do with when you drink water? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could change the way you sleep starting tonight. My name is Dr. Alan Sinclair. I'm a physician, and for over 2 decades, I've worked closely with men and women struggling with urinary issues, sleep disruption, and the quiet exhaustion that comes from waking up night after night to use the bathroom. And before we go any further, I want to know something. Where are you watching from right now? What country? What city? Go down to the comments and type it in. I read those comments personally, and it also helps this video reach more people who desperately need this information. And while you're there, I want you to answer one more question, honestly. How many times do you wake up at night to urinate? Once? Twice? 3 or more? Write the number. There's no shame here. You're not alone, even if it feels like you are at 3 in the morning. Now let me be very clear from the start. Waking up at night to urinate has a medical name. It's called nocturia. And while it's common, especially as we age, it is not normal. It is not something you're supposed to just accept. It's not a harmless inconvenience. It's a signal, a message from your body that something in your daily rhythm is off. And one of the most overlooked, most misunderstood triggers is water timing. Most people think the solution is simple. I'll just drink less water. That sounds logical, doesn't it? Less water in means less urine out. But the human body doesn't work like a simple pipe system. In fact, drinking less water during the day is one of the fastest ways to make nighttime urination worse. I've seen it thousands of times in my practice. Patients come in dehydrated, exhausted, confused, and frustrated because they're doing what they think is right, but it's silently backfiring. Here's what's really happening. Your body relies on a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, to reduce urine production while you sleep. When everything is working properly, ADH rises at night, telling your kidneys to slow things down so your bladder can rest. But as we age, ADH production naturally declines. That means your kidneys keep producing urine at night, almost as if it's daytime. Now add poor hydration timing to that, and you've created the perfect storm. Another hidden factor most people don't know about is fluid redistribution. During the day, gravity pulls fluid into your legs and ankles. That's why you might notice some swelling by evening. When you lie down at night, gravity no longer holds that fluid in your lower body. It returns to your bloodstream, passes through your kidneys, and ends up in your bladder a few hours later. That's why many people wake up around the same time every night. It's not random, it's physiology. And this is where the right timing of water changes everything. I want you to imagine your kidneys like a factory and your bladder like a storage tank. Most people focus on the size of the tank. They say, I just have a small bladder. But in reality, the bigger problem is the factory working overtime at night. Even a large tank will overflow if the factory never slows down. The goal is not to shrink the tank. The goal is to slow the factory before bedtime. Let me tell you about a patient of mine named Robert. He was 67 years old and convinced his sleep problems were permanent. He woke up 3 to 4 times every night. He stopped traveling. He avoided long drives. He even planned his evenings around bathroom access. When he came to see me, he expected medication. Instead, I changed one thing first, the timing of his water. 2 weeks later, he called my office and said, "Doctor, I slept 6 hours straight last night. I didn't even know my body could do that anymore. Nothing else changed. No pills, no procedures, just smarter hydration. Here's the truth most people never hear. The problem isn't how much water you drink, it's when you drink it. Your body is designed to process fluids best when you're upright, active, and alert. Morning and early afternoon are when your kidneys are most efficient at filtering and eliminating excess water. That's when you want the majority of your hydration to happen. If you wait until late afternoon or evening to catch up on water, your kidneys don't magically speed up. They delay the work until nighttime when you're trying to sleep. I tell my patients to think of hydration like loading a delivery truck. If you load it early, it delivers all day. If you load it late, it shows up at your house at midnight. Now, I want to address something important, especially for men. Many men wake up at night and immediately assume it's their prostate. While prostate enlargement can play a role, especially in men over 50, it's very often not the root cause of waking up multiple times at night. In fact, I've seen men with enlarged prostates sleep through the night once hydration timing is corrected, and men with normal prostates wake up repeatedly because their kidneys are overproducing urine at night. Another major mistake I see is alcohol in the evening. A glass of wine or beer might feel relaxing, but alcohol is a powerful diuretic. It suppresses ADH and increases urine production, while also fragmenting your sleep. That combination almost guarantees at least one nighttime bathroom trip, usually more. Caffeine is another silent saboteur. Even if you think coffee doesn't affect you, caffeine irritates the bladder and stimulates urine production. For some people, caffeine consumed as early afternoon can still disrupt nighttime bladder control. Now let's talk about what actually works. The goal is to hydrate early, taper gradually, and create a clear cutoff before bed. I advise most people to consume the majority of their daily fluids before mid-afternoon. Start your morning with water. Drink consistently through the morning and early afternoon. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Thirst is already a sign your body is behind. As the afternoon progresses, you begin to slow down your intake, not abruptly, but intentionally. By evening, you're no longer drinking out of habit, boredom, or routine. Dinner should include only enough liquid to comfortably eat your meal. And then comes the most important rule, the one that changes everything for most people. A no liquid window before bed. For most individuals, that window should be about 2 hours. That gives your kidneys enough time to process remaining fluids before you fall asleep. If your mouth feels dry during that time, you can rinse and spit or take a very small sip if absolutely necessary. But a glass of water during that window almost guarantees a nighttime awakening. Another powerful technique is something called double voiding. Before bed, use the bathroom, then wait about 30 to 60 seconds, relax, lean forward slightly, and try again. You'd be amazed how often more urine is released the second time. That small amount can be the difference between sleeping through the night and waking up at 3 a.m. Elevating your legs in the evening can also dramatically reduce nighttime urination. If you sit or lie down with your legs elevated for an hour or two before bed, you allow fluid trapped in your legs to return to circulation earlier while you're still awake. Your kidneys process it, and you eliminate it before sleep instead of during sleep. Diet matters too. High-salt foods in the evening cause your body to retain water, increasing nighttime urine production. Spicy and acidic foods can irritate the bladder. Large portions of sugary or refined carbohydrates spike insulin and increase urine output. Your evening meal should be calm, balanced, and predictable for your body. Now, I want to say something very important. If you're waking up at night with pain, burning, blood in the urine, or sudden changes in urinary habits that needs medical evaluation. This video is about functional nocturia related to hydration timing and physiology, not serious underlying disease. Always consult your healthcare provider if something feels off. But for the vast majority of people watching this right now, the solution isn't another pill. It's alignment. aligning your water intake with your body's natural rhythms. I've seen people reclaim their sleep, their energy, their mental clarity, and their confidence simply by making these changes. They stop planning their lives around bathrooms. They stop fearing bedtime. They wake up feeling rested instead of defeated. If this video is helping you understand your body better, do me a favor. Tap the like button. It tells the platform to share this with others who are suffering silently. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because I regularly share practical science-based strategies to help you live healthier and sleep better as you age. And remember that question I asked earlier? How many times do you wake up at night? If you wrote a number in the comments, come back in 2 weeks and update it. I'd love to see your progress, and so would everyone else reading. You don't have to accept broken sleep as your future. Your body isn't failing you, it's communicating with you. Tonight you have the chance to listen, adjust, and finally rest the way you were meant to. Thank you for watching. Thank you for trusting me. And here's to your first uninterrupted night of sleep in a very long time.